Okay, we are live. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to Positive Vibes. I have two beautiful ladies on my broadcast on today by God's grace. I have Kim Gilmore, who is a kidney transplant recipient, and I have Katrina Smith, who is the donor. Come on out. This is the beautiful trio we have here, and I am just the person that God allowed to be the vessel to bring these two women together to share their stories with you. And Kim, I'll let you start first, and then I'll do my part. Kim, let's talk about how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Great. I have a new kidney.
Praise the Lord. So let's talk about this journey. First, I know in 2016 you were diagnosed with hypertension, congestive heart failure, anemia, and stage 3 kidney disease, and then in 2019, it progressed to stage 5.
Correct. So
I got that right.
I was only diagnosed with diabetes back in 1997, and that was the only thing that I kind of dealt with in my life. And then in 2016, I started feeling bad. I had to go to the ER thinking I was just having an allergy attack. You know, here in Georgia, the allergies are really bad. So
they are.
I was informed that I had hypertension, I was anemic, and I had stage 3 kidney failure. At that time, my kidneys were at 60%. So they said I could kind of live like that if I could maintain that. But what ended up happening was within a month, my kidney functions went down to 20%. Mm-hmm. So that meant I was going to have to start dialysis soon. That meant I was going to have to look for a transplant or other alternatives in order to maintain. So my journey started in 2016 looking for a kidney donor.
Wow. And here we are in 2021. I remember you coming on the show in 2019. We had this beautiful conversation regarding, kidneys, and also we talked about the whole process of how people can get on the donor list. And I know you found out some new news actually after everything had happened. Katrina, how are you feeling, doll?
I'm doing great. Yeah, it's we had our surgery in the middle of May, and I feel so much better. I feel totally back to normal now, which is fantastic. I was rough for like the first few days after surgery, and then after that, I was doing great. I could do everything that I could have done before, and maybe just not an ab workout, which I wasn't doing anyway.
So Katrina, we got Kim's spill on it. How did you come to be a donor, or were you on like do you have that thing on your license that says I'm a donor? And how did they contact you regarding being a donor?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I am an organ donor on my license. It'd be a little ironic if I wasn't. But no, it's an entirely independent process. You have to go in. I registered through UAB, the University of Alabama, Birmingham Hospital. And so my boyfriend and I both donated. And it was he just floated the idea that this was something we might want to do. And I was like, oh, I'm going to look into that more. And as I looked into it, I learned all these things that I had no idea. It was about how horrible dialysis is, how much better it is for people to have a living donor than something's not living. And then it's also how long people are on the wait list. The fact that Kim was waiting since 2016 is insane to me. And so I feel like after learning that, I'm the kind of person that I'm like, if you know something and you can do something about it, you have a duty to do that. And so I went to UAB and said, there's a whole online sign-up sheet, and they did a screening to see if an initial screen, they asked me my family medical history, height, weight, are you a smoker, things like that. And then they approved me through one step, and then they were like, okay, you're going to come in for testing all day. So I had testing all day one day, and then they eventually, like through, it took a long time, but eventually they said, oh, we have someone who's a match for you, and it matches your time frame because I'm in school, I'm a law student. And I was like, okay, I can only do this when I'm not in school. And so we did. And I'm just lucky that I got someone who's paired with someone so amazing like Kim.
That is so awesome. So tell me the time. So the time when you signed up to be on the donor list, how long was it from that time, that year, to when you actually got called?
Yeah, so I started the process in September 2020. And then we actually had our surgery in May 2021.
Wow.
Yeah, and so the process was a little bit longer for me. So like I mentioned, I'm in law school, and so I could only donate either during winter vacation or summer vacation, because it does take you out of commission for a few weeks. And so that's part of what elongated the process, is me not being able to donate until May. I originally tried to do it during winter vacation, but they couldn't do it that quickly. So I don't know, Kim, how long did you know?
So
Because you're probably more cognizant of it than I am.
well, they called me in March.
Okay.
And said May 13th. And I was like, oh, okay, you sure? Because if you want me to come early, I can.
Oh no, that makes me feel so bad. Now that I know you, I'm like, I wish I would have been like, hey, let's get this faster.
Yeah, but this is what's crazy. So you went on the list in September.
I don't think I was approved yet.
So I was just placed on UAB's list in December.
Oh, wow. So if I had gotten it as fast as I had wanted to, I wouldn't have even gone to you, probably.
Right.
Wow. That's fate. Yeah.
That's God.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's God. Yes. So, but it's crazy because I was on Emory's list for 5 years. And I was only placed on UAB's list December of 2020.
Wow.
Wow. So then let's talk about these lists, because I know there are a lot of people, and I have some statistics that I pulled up, and the statistics state that 85% of the patients waiting on the list for donors are waiting for a kidney, and out of the 85%, like I said, they are waiting for kidneys, and there's 7,000 deaths occur every year in the U.S. because organs are not donated in time. It's just amazing to me.
Right.
However, the good news is in 2018, 17,500 donors brought life to recipients and their families. And that includes, you'll be on the 2018 list of those who did that, Katrina. So let's go back to you, Kim, and regarding, you talked about the things that happened before and how you came to standing in the need of a kidney. What was the process for you? And it's my understanding there are many lists out there that people can get on if they want to donate. Let's clarify some of those things.
So we have to make the distinction between deceased donors and living donors, right? Most of the time when you are signing up and being evaluated to get on a list at a facility, and you have to do it per facility, that is for the deceased donor list. That's not for the living donor list. Normally you can solicit your family, your friends, strangers to sign up to go through the testing process to be a living donor. But when you are signing up through a facility, you are most likely signing up for a deceased donor list. That's the list. And so I was on 5 different facilities list, which is called multi-listing, which I would encourage anyone who needs an organ to do, because it just expands your availability of getting an organ. So I was at Emory here in Atlanta, Medical City, Fort Worth, Texas, the Orlando Hospital, Advent Health, Mayo Clinic in Jacksonville, and then UAB was my last facility that I signed up for.
Awesome. And I think a lot of people get confused when it comes from, what's the difference between, if you know this, a deceased donor and a living donor?
Just that the deceased donor, they are either brain dead or they were in an accident and their organs are dying off. And so what happens is that they harvest those organs and basically put them on ice. If you were to get a deceased donor, right, for a kidney, you have a certain time period that you have to get to the hospital before that organ will no longer be viable, because once someone starts to die, those organs start to die as well. So
The
they
cells
don't
and stuff like
have
that.
as
Yeah.
much life in them. So a deceased donor kidney will last you about 10 to 12 years, but a living donor can last you 20 to 24 years.
Well, welcome to 20 more years, Kim. You ready?
I'm ready.
Your AARP card is in the mail.
I already have it.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, I'm sorry. So you get your little gold sticker on it then, I guess.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Even if they do that, I don't know. So let's talk about those who are right now that have lost hope in receiving a kidney or an organ. Let's talk about Kim. How did you get through this time? I know there were times where you wanted to give up. There were times when you said, you know what, the heck with it. It was just trying for your body, especially going through dialysis. How did you? I know where you got your strength from. How did you do it? And where did it all come from?
Well, for me, I never gave up, because I knew God had said to me that my kidney was coming. But God was teaching me patience, which is a little hard for an A-type personality like me. But I knew that He was going to bless me. It was just a matter of me being patient and just doing what He said to do. As far as getting through it, just prayer and pushing my body. Dialysis is rough. It's I can't sugarcoat it. I'm not going to try and sugarcoat it. It's rough on the body. And there were many days that I cried just having to go through that process. But I still stuck in there. I did what I was supposed to do. I started out doing 4 hours, 3 days a week, getting all the way down to 2 hours and 45 minutes, 3 days a week. But that's still time out of my day. I still worked full time. So I would go to dialysis at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I would come right off of the chair into work, which I work from home, but that would be a long day for me. My employer was understanding. They would give me projects that were, out of country on the West Coast. So on my dialysis days, I would sometimes be up from 3 a.m. to 10 o'clock at night, still working to make those hours.
That's understandable. So now let's talk about, I know the pandemic happened, when there was a lot going on. So how has the pandemic, we know the pandemic didn't stop God. He never does. How has the pandemic, touched you in a way to where that was probably where your patients really was stretched during the pandemic.
Yeah, because they stopped doing transplants. They considered all surgeries, anything, as elective. So all of the facilities that I was listed at, they all stopped doing transplants, with the exception of Orlando and Texas. But with them still doing them, they were not taking anyone over state lines. So Texas was still doing transplants, but they would not take me because I was in Georgia. Orlando was still doing them, but they wouldn't take me because I was in Georgia. So they put me on hold. So during the pandemic 2020, no transplants were occurring for me. So it tested my patience even further. But I understood, as I found out more about the virus, that it attacks you in 3 different ways. And your immune system, your respiratory system, some of those are the systems that it attacks. And so if I get a kidney and I can't, hold it, then I've got to go back on the list. I got to go back on dialysis. So it was about being patient.
Amen. So now let's talk about your before the kidney and how you're feeling now. I know that's important. People want to know, because a lot of people are just scared because they don't know what will happen after the fact. But look at you. You're beautiful. You're looking good. You're feeling good. And the same with Katrina. Let's talk about that a little bit. How do you feel?
I feel good. My blood pressure does remain low at the moment, so I'm battling with that. It's a process. It's a long process. I didn't really understand the recovery process. I thought I would just get a kidney, you plug it in, and I'm going to start back like Energizer Bunny. But my body it's getting to know Katrina's kidney, and it's marrying together and working together. And I have to give my body the time to take its time to marry and everything. It's not just about the kidney. This is major surgery. So learning to walk and my legs having to strengthen them. You know, I was on the walker for almost 3 weeks before I was able to kind of lay it to the side. I still get tired. My core is tired. I can eat whatever I want. I can eat.
Yeah, I know. Wow. Good. So what have you eaten that what have you started to eat that you've missed?
Chocolate. Chocolate. Reese's peanut butter cups are my favorite.
Now you may get a whole surplus of Reese's peanut butter cups at your front door.
Send it my way. But chocolate, that's
so then the question just for stepping outside of the box. Katrina, did you like chocolate?
Love chocolate. Yeah. Reese's peanut butter cups are also my favorite. Maybe that's why we're compatible.
That's where this kidney's getting it from. You
exactly.
Like Reese's,
that's right.
Wow. That's so amazing. So Kim, I know we both have brother and sister friends, Karen and Karen Holman and them. I know her husband is still awaiting.
Robert,
he's still waiting a kidney as well. So we pray that the same thing, and we know that God is not a respecter of persons, that the same thing he did for you, they're next. So we are claiming they're next.
Yes. Right? And I've gotten words from other folks that I was at the dialysis center with, a young lady that sat in the chair next to me. She actually got called for her kidney Sunday. So she just got her kidney transplant. Yep.
And this is all in Alabama, right?
They're moving. Huh?
This is all in Alabama, right?
No, she actually got her call from Emory finally. And she was on the list 2 years before me.
I mean, your kidney transplants were done in that's something Alabama.
Oh, yes. Mine was done in Alabama. Yes.
But she's in Emory and she got her call too. Well, praise God. Look at God still working in the middle of this, in the middle of the mess. God, he knows, So then we're going to, how's your family? How's your daughter? I know she's loving on you, Kim.
I think Courtney getting tired of me. It's a lot. I have a lot of pills that I'm taking, anti-rejection, and I have to eat when I take the pills. So, and my daughter, she loves to cook, but she's cooking a little more now.
Oh, wow.
To make sure that I'm, eating when I take my pills. But I just asked her to, be patient. I'm grateful for her. I'm grateful for
she said, I am not.
Everything she's doing.
She says, I am not. Did you see that?
She said, well, Courtney. You know you get tired of me, girl.
That's her, ladies and gentlemen, that's her daughter. So let's talk about the vaccine and things like that. Did you have to get vaccinated after the fact, or were you vaccinated before?
I was vaccinated before. So I got my first dose in January, my second dose in February. And according to Mayo, they were saying that if you are pre-kidney transplant, that you should go ahead and get it. If you're post-kidney transplant, then you wait at least 6 months after the transplant to get the vaccine. Were you
already good,
Katrina?
Yeah, I actually got vaccinated. I got my second dose 2 weeks before we had the surgery.
Okay, so now we're on you now, Katrina. So I know we talked earlier. You're feeling good. So once you've done it, now that you know that your Reese's peanut butter cup kidney is working and Kim is moved over to Kim. How are you doing, and how do you feel after your kidney? And people don't even know that your body can work with one kidney.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel great. I don't feel actually at this point, I don't feel any different. I feel completely back to normal. I think a lot of people don't realize that not most people, but some people don't need more than one kidney, that a lot of people can function off just as well and with the same quality of life with only one kidney. And so I think a lot of people don't realize that. And the doctors won't let you give your kidney away if you need it. That's what they do extensive testing. It's at no cost to you. They will not, it's a high bar. You have to have a very low risk of needing that second kidney later in your life. And even if you do need it, they give you priority later if you are on a kidney transplant list. So they make it as safe as possible for you to do this.
That's amazing. You say your husband is a donor as well.
As my boyfriend, yes. He donated this the day after I did.
He did? Wow, yeah. That is amazing. You guys are lifesavers.
And then they checked out and then they were discharged on Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys. Oh my goodness. That is such a blessing. People, and I had said earlier in the broadcast that people don't realize that, there's donors that give away their organs and things like that, but Jesus gave his whole life for each and every one of us. So that's a big deal. So for people that, think that that's not a big deal, it is. I mean, we're talking kidney here, and I'm not belittling the fact that you gave up, a part of your body to Kim so she can live her life. Jesus gave up everything for us to live. So anything different with you, Kim? Are you seeing, Katrina, anything different with you? Are you exercising? And what has the doctors told you to do for your recovery? Keep exercising and keep, being active and things like that?
Yeah, so the main thing is that you live a healthy life, which is the same things they tell you to do anyway, which is drink a lot of water, make sure you exercise, eat healthy. And it's not to like a crazy extreme degree. It's not like something horrible is going to go wrong if I don't do those things, but it's just like make sure, give your kidney the best chance possible kind of thing. And, but my life is, it's basically unchanged except for the few weeks I had to, I just sit on the couch for a little bit, which is a nice break. Yeah, you can't exercise for about 6 weeks after the surgery. You can't lift anything more than 10 pounds is what they say to do. And I feel like I can, but the doctor says, hold on.
Now, can you drive?
Yes, I can drive. The only reason I couldn't drive immediately after the surgery is because of the pain medication, which is optional, but it's highly recommended. And I would recommend it to anybody who can take pain medication after the surgery, although you could totally do it. My boyfriend tried to do it just only on Tylenol. And he didn't totally do that, but it was very close to doing it entirely on Tylenol.
Yeah, and I tried to do that because it is oxycodone, and I tried to wean myself off, which caused an issue because I was in such pain. The pain threshold was so bad that once I tried to go back and take the pain meds, they were not working. And so I would suggest to follow the instructions, especially the pain meds, take them at least 2 weeks, and then you can kind of wean yourself off. But initially you can't. You can't.
And the surgery is so much rougher on the recipient's body too.
Yeah.
Because for me, they do it laparoscopic. So it's very, very, oh, did you know that?
No.
Yeah, so it's a laparoscopic surgery. Yeah. And so they only open you up all the way if they think something is going to go wrong. And so nothing went wrong. And so I just have 4 or 5 very, very tiny scars for the most part. And then one bigger one where the kidney actually got taken out of. And and so it's nice.
Wow.
Now, so it's way more traumatic on your body than mine.
Did they use glue on you?
Yes.
They use glue.
Wait. What is laparoscopic surgery? Let me find out what that is first for those who are watching.
Yeah, well, laparoscopic surgery, it means that it's how the doctor goes in. So it's basically they try to minimize cutting you open. So they stick the surgery tools in different parts of your body, and then they do it all underneath your skin. To avoid giving you a scar, because the old-fashioned way would just be cut open where your kidney is and take it out that way. But that there's a lot of skin, a lot of muscle there, other organs. So this way they avoid cutting through so much muscle and so much skin in order to make it heal faster, and with a way smaller scar.
Wow, that's awesome. So you just have a couple little scars on your side. That's so awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I was thinking that they cut this whole thing, lift your skin open and they pull it out. That's what I'm thinking.
That's how they used to do it. That definitely is how they used to do it. But now almost every kidney surgery, at least for the donors, is laparoscopic.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay, now
So,
back to you.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I'm trying
No, they have me glued closed. They glued me closed.
Wow. I mean, I know they, like, you know, if you get sometimes if you have you instead of getting stitches, if your wound is really, 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 really deep and they don't want to do the stitching, they do a glue. I do know that part, but.
Yeah. So, and my scar is not that, and I was told the scar is going to go away because they glued it closed, but I just have a scar like under my belly, like the bikini area, and just up slightly. That's it. It's not like huge. Like I thought they were going to open it all up as well, but looks like they didn't really do that. And there was something different about my kidney transplant, that they attached it to the right. They normally attach it to the left, but
Wow.
she attached it to the right.
I think it's because it might be because they took my right kidney.
Correct.
And usually they take most people's left kidneys.
Right.
Wow. Well, this is different. This is good news. I of course I didn't know. I mean, so I guess because if they took the opposite side, it wouldn't go to the right. I guess the other pieces that needed to be plugged in wouldn't plug in right. Is that correct?
I don't know.
Your guess is as good as ours.
Yeah. I mean, Jamie Locke was the surgery. She was awesome. She was, nice. She came in to meet me right before the surgery. I had read up on her when they told me who my surgeon was going to be. She's like the head of the department. So, I knew I was in good hands.
And so when someone, like, say for instance, how does someone even know that they need a kidney? How do they even know? I mean, is this when they have their physical examination, their levels or stuff? How would they even know?
Well, it is testing, urine analysis and things of that nature to say what your GFR is, and that's the percentage at which your kidneys are functioning. So you can test it that way. Normally, your endocrinologist or a specialist can determine that. Nephrologist can determine that. So Dr. Cobb is my nephrologist at Emory, which I'll continue. I'll need to go back yearly for UAB. Well, actually, I'll go back next month for a checkup, and then every 3 months, 6 months, and then yearly after that. But my local nephrologist will be Dr. Cobb at Emory.
So shout out to Emory, right? Praise God for them.
I'm only shouting out Dr. Cobb.
Specifically.
So Kim, and now let's say when you found out that your kidney was not, you started out with hypertension. Is that correct?
No, I started out with diabetes in 97. In 2016, when I thought I was having an allergy issue, is when they hit me with everything else: the hypertension, the anemia, the kidney, which all of those play together, like prolonged diabetes and blood sugars not being under control. Folks, get your blood sugars under control. Starts to weigh on the kidneys because you get protein in your urine, which starts to kind of break down that kidney, and it can't function the way that it's supposed to. And so that then leads to hypertension because your blood pressure is not maintained. So I was on 2 different type of blood pressure medicines and all of that, which at this point I'm not on any blood pressure medicine because of Katrina's great kidney.
Well, praise God for that. There is a God. For those who this is a miracle. I mean, come on, it was 1 year. You was on the list for 5 years, and within 1 year's time,
less than a year on UAB's list. 3 months I was on their list, and I got their call.
So I know the UAB list that's the one that goes out to a whole bunch of other places versus the independent ones.
No, each facility has their own list. So I had to go, and the eval process is basically the same at all facilities. It's about a 3-month process. because you go in for eval, you go in for the all-day testing, similar to what Katrina did. You do that for each facility. Now, what I did was, because I was listed on some of the other facilities list, I could use some of their testing because it was less than 12 months. I could use some of their testing and send it to the other facilities so that I didn't have to go through the whole entire process. But I had to go through that process at UAB in Texas and Emory. And then after you're placed on their list, you have to be re-evaled yearly to remain on their list.
So now that you have received your kidney, do they automatically remove from all the other lists? So you won't receive another extra other calls saying, "Hey Kim, hey, we got something else for you." You're like, "No, call someone else. I got it."
Nope. So the day after my transplant, actually from the hospital, I called all of my facilities and told them that I had received a kidney at UAB. I did, once I got back home, which took me about 3 weeks to come back home to Georgia. I got letters in the mail from all of those facilities congratulating me on my kidney transplant and letting me know that they were removing me from the list, and that UNOS had also removed me from the list.
So then, is it a possibility that when you were removed from those lists, like, I guess this may sound kind of like weird because I don't really know about it. Can you, like, say for instance, could you possibly say, well, I know another family that needs a kidney. Could you even,
No.
they have to go through the process of getting on the list? It's not that easy, huh?
Correct. I can't say, oh, well, you can just put them in my place. No, they have to go through the process because there's so many factors that put you on the list and where you fall on the list. And the list changes with each kidney transplant that the facilities do. There are different criterias that put you higher or lower. Someone that's older than me, they go higher on the list.
Mm-hmm.
Someone who has multiple ethnicities, they go higher on the list. I'm only African American, but if someone is African American and they are Hispanic and they are Asian, and they go higher on the list. If someone has multiple diseases or something that's contributing to them, they go higher. If someone has been on dialysis longer, they go higher. So those factors play into where you fall on the list. And then, of course, each time they do a transplant, they're removing someone from the list. It determines where you move up or down on that list.
Mm-hmm. Amazing. Kim, what I want you to do right now is I want you to share some positive vibes out there for those who are on the transplant list and still looking to be to receive their donor. I want you to leave some positive vibes, some inspiration, and then Katrina, I'm going to come to you in a short bit. Kim, what would you say to those who are hesitant of becoming a donor and also who needs to be a recipient? What would you say to them? Some positive vibes on this Friday.
So I'll start with the recipients first. Never give up. This is just a journey that God has placed in your path. And it may not be just for you. It may be for someone else. For me, I am going to be an advocate for those people who need a kidney, to tell you how to multi-list, how to use different organizations like Angel Flight Soars, who will fly you back and forth at no charge to your appointments, to your transplant. Never give up. This is just a bump and you'll get over it. For those who are able to be a donor, please consider giving the gift of life, because you can live with just one kidney. Each of your kidneys function at 50%. But once you give one, that one kidney will go to 80%. That's more than enough for you to live a long, full life. And you don't have to give anything up. So please consider, if not being a living donor, being a deceased donor upon your death, but give that gift of life.
And Kim, what do they need to do in order to be a deceased donor? What does it have to be in their will, or or they're in their?
No. Well, you can just be a donor on your driver's license. Just be an organ donor, and they will, upon your death, they'll harvest whatever organs they can: your heart, your liver, your eyes, your kidneys. I mean, they've even, done grafts and things of that nature. So just be an organ donor upon your death, and whatever is viable, they will harvest. You can't take it with you.
I know, right? Kim, there's a question down here. DDS Gallery Chavez has. She says, so the more difficult a person is to match, the higher they go on the list.
Correct. That's correct.
Okay. Okay, now we're coming to you, Katrina. Are you ready?
Yeah, whatever you got.
As soon as we get you over here.
Oh.
It kind of glimpses sometimes.
Dee Dee is my mom, so she's the watch
Hi,
in.
Mom.
She's so cute. Yeah, hi, Mama.
Oh, wow.
There we go.
Mine is very slow. Okay, there you go. Okay, so Katrina Smith, the donor. Your mom says hi, sweet pea. I'm gonna put that up there. So same goes for you. Let's leave some positive vibes. And how did you come to wanting to even donate? Because to not donate is, you have to let go of the selfishness and want to give life. So how did you come to that? Let's leave some positive vibe for someone right now that is sitting on their couch saying, I thought about that, but I'm not sure if I want to. I'm not sure about, do I want to leave my family behind, or I don't know if I want to do this. What is the positive vibe that you can leave for someone that was in your shoes over a year ago?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think one of the big things is that what I did was easy, and what Kim did is really, really hard. And there are a lot of people going through what Kim went through and is still going through to some degree. And I think that we have the power to make that a little bit better for people. And also non-directed donors, so that's what it's called when you donate to someone who you don't know. There's kidney donation chains. So what happens is that because I donate to Kim, now someone else is higher up on the list, and maybe they had someone who was willing to donate for them, but wasn't a match for them. So then they donate to someone else. And so that kicks off, there's tons of research on it. And depending on your blood type, one kidney donation can end up in between 3 and 6 people getting a kidney. And so it's not just a 1-to-1 ratio. You're not just impacting one person's life. You're impacting many people. And the University of Alabama at Birmingham Hospital has a kidney donation chain that's over 100 people long. And that's how so many people are impacted. You have such power. And there's no reason why not to do it, because the doctors won't let you do it if it's a risk for you. There's nothing should be stopping you.
Wow. So now that you've donated your kidney, is there donating one organ? Would that stop anyone from donating anything else?
I have no idea. I do not know.
Next time we get a doctor, you can answer these questions.
Yeah, exactly. I'll let you know. I'll call my doctor. The people at UAB are probably sick and tired of me calling them. I know I would like to. I'm going to shout out Catrice at the kidney transplant UAB, because I just call her all the time and be like, oh, is this okay? Is this okay? And she was always making sure I had my test done. And yeah.
Now, do you still have to do testing?
I have to do. So I did a follow-up already, 2 weeks, and then I have to do a 6 months follow-up and a 1 week follow-up. Oh, sorry, and a 1 year follow-up, and then a 2 year follow-up. But I can also do, if anything comes up, then I'm also can call, and that's also covered, and they'll schedule me for an appointment if I feel like something's wrong.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can go back to your life and your mom, your mom for birthing you to be a blessing to Kim. Praise God.
Thank you, Mama. Absolutely.
Good job, Mom.
Well, ladies, it's about we're getting ready to get off of here. Is there anything else that you guys want to talk about, or what's going on? What's in the future for you being a part of, getting people to, or speaking out to people that want to be donors? What's in the future?
I think that's for you, Katrina.
Okay, sorry. Well, if anyone has questions, they can please reach out to me. I'm not a doctor, but I can tell you about my own experience, and I'm happy to do that. Yeah, and I'm just so happy because Kim has mentioned how she wants to be an advocate for people who are going through the process as recipients, and I think that's so important. Also, you don't need to donate to someone who you know. You don't need to. People are still important even if you don't know them, and they still need your help. So
Yes.
Amen. Okay, Kim, we're gonna roll it out with you, and then we're gonna enjoy our Friday.
Yay!
thank you so much.
I'm just getting back to trying to get back to normal. Just getting back to my same, or no, better energy level than before the transplant. This is my new normal for right now, so I do have to still do labs twice a week. And those labs are shipped off to UAB. If there's an issue, then they'll call me. Otherwise, I'm just continuing. And then, like Katrina, I'm doing my follow-ups with them. Next month, I'll go back to UAB, and then 3 months, 6 months, and then a year. And they'll have me for life. So UAB is not like some of the other facilities. They will have me for life. I do want to be an advocate and work with folks so that they can also receive their blessing. And I'm thinking about writing a book.
Hey,
so cool. Yeah, that'd be so fun.
That is awesome.
But
well, we
Courtney
have
wants to be
Lorenzo
an
Evans
author.
from Atlanta. He's well, listening to the story, we've already changed one life. As you can see, Lorenzo Evans, he's in Atlanta. He says, listen to the story, it makes him think about being a donor. So we already changed the life of one. So
Yay,
God be glory.
Do it. Check it out.
Well, Kim, we know that you have, I don't want to hold you long. I know you have a lot of things to do. And I want to first thank God for you. Thank you for always being a supporter of Positive Vibes. This was truly a positive vibe for those abroad who's listening. And also, you can shout out to Heath right now because he may be looking about
Hey,
Heath,
I want to come to Dubai. I want to come to Dubai, November, December. Okay.
Well, Katrina, thank you so much for blessing my friend. And Kim, thank you so much for being a part of Positive Vibes on today. It's truly a blessing. I'm feeling warm and fuzzy outside and just inside myself, just knowing the two of you have blessed the world. And I know a lot of lives are going to be changed from your story, Katrina, and Kim, from your story. And I know people have seen you and do miraculous things. Just be patient with God regarding receiving the right kidney for you. I mean, you could have jumped the gun and it could not have been, and it may have been drastic. You know what I mean? So everyone have patience.
Thank you so much.
Have a great day, ladies.
Thank you. Have a good Friday, everybody.
And Linda says, God bless you. God bless you. Thank you, Katrina. God bless you. Kim's mom. Well, ladies, we're all in this together, ladies. And you know, Katrina, if you have anything that you want to come on to Positive Vibes to talk about, to send some positive energy out there to the universe, you're always welcome. And Kim, you know, you have a place on Positive Vibes. You can always come back and let us know when the book is ready to be launched. You come on to talk about it because we need to get this in the hands, and we need to start this information young because kids can be donors as well. There's a lot of kids. There's over 100,000 men, women, and children that are currently on the waiting list for organ transplant. So these are there's kids that are waiting for organs as well.
And adults can donate their kidneys to children.
Correct.
So you could. There are people at UAB. My nurse was telling me about who are adults who donated their kidneys to like 2, 3, 4, 5-year-olds.
Wow. And next time we'll try to get a doctor on here to answer all those other questions that I asked.
Yeah, and Katrina, you can come on and talk about your activism. You're in law school and you want to do civil rights law, correct?
That's correct. Yeah, on behalf of people who are incarcerated.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So
well, come over here real quick. So can we talk about that? All right, Katrina, let's see. We get you.
Yeah. Well, I just If people aren't aware, prison conditions throughout the United States are abhorrent, and particularly in Alabama. It would not be a positive vibe to tell you about it, but there are things you can do. You can call your governors, and you can advocate for people. You can become a pen pal for people who are incarcerated, because they've been so isolated from society. So many incarcerated people are trying to tell us how horrible it is, and you just need to listen. And that's one way. And so I go to law school, and I work at a place right now that advocates for people who are incarcerated, and that's what I hope to do when I graduate. So.
Well, Katrina, how can one get in contact with you if they want to be a part of what you're doing? How can they get in contact with you?
Great, yeah. I have an email. It's katrinamorgansmith@aol.com. And then also if either of y'all Facebook, I'm tagged in this.
Amen. Well, I don't want to give the information. Well, you just gave it out so they can contact.
Oh, I did. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Yeah. I have more than one email address. That's an okay one to email.
Well, thank you, Katrina, for sharing that information. And I'm sure that there will be I do know a lot of people that are doing some advocating, and for people in prison doing a lot of different things. There's people in prison that need books. There's people in prison that need a lot of different things that they haven't been able to receive them because of the pandemic. So I salute you on what you're doing, and blessings to you in your law career. We're definitely going to talk later in regard to some things that we can pretty much collaborate on. And I'll get you to know some of the people that I know that are in law and doing civil stuff as well. So God bless you, Katrina.
Thank you. Likewise.
And Kim, give your information if there's something that someone can help. If you have a foundation, or if there's something that you want to help people with, you want to start, or people can just give to your recovery. I mean, you were out for, bills need to be paid, things need to happen. What can they do?
I mean, I'm on short-term disability at work, but I really want to help people on this journey of multi-listing. If they are having kidney issues, you can contact me at Kim Gilmore Kidney at bellsouth.net. I'll be happy to answer any questions, share any information that I have. I also have information on Angel Flight Soars, who's an organization that provides free transport, not just for kidney and transplant patients, but cancer patients, any kind of medical transport, they provide that. So I do have information to share in regards to that. But just contact me with any questions that you may have on waiting as a recipient or being a donor and multi-listing.
Sounds great. Thank you, ladies, again for coming on to Positive Vibes, sharing this positive information, because this day is going to change someone's life. I see, Kim, that you are looking beautiful. I love that necklace. Send it over. Put it through the phone, through the internet.
Thank you.
And so I'm just grabbing all types of y'all jewelry. I want Kim's jewelry. Katrina, I need your glasses. I'll let you keep your picture on the wall back there. But ladies, it's really been a blessing. Thank you so much for spending time with me on Positive Vibes on this Friday. Have an amazing weekend, ladies. God bless you, and I love you the most.
Love you too. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.